Thanks, Dave. All right, so the way I'm going to start today is that yesterday we were informed that there might be a chance that there would be no slides. And sometimes that's a dream for some, like, oh, great, no PowerPoint. So in that moment, I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do without slides? So spontaneously came up with an idea, and I want everybody to close their eyes. Everybody close your eyes, please. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine the longest table that you've ever seen. Long table. At the center of that table, underneath, is a triangle. And that long table is perfectly balanced on that triangle and not falling one way or the other. This is how a meeting starts when you do your pitch. Everything's in balance. Nobody's winning or losing. You haven't gotten anything. You haven't lost anything. And here's your opportunity. Now you can open your eyes. So what does that look like? And what could happen on that long table? Really, two things can happen. One, on the right-hand side, and what you want to happen is that you leave an incredible impression on your audience. That you are persuasive, that your story is compelling. Thanks, Ben. That your value proposition is clear and understood, that you've demonstrated that you have growth potential with your idea, that your idea is competitively advantageous to the alternatives in the market, and that you are a strong leader and that you've assembled a strong management team. If you do that, you get all those balls and you win. That's where you want to be in that room. However, during that meeting, a lot of things can happen. You can have people who are clicking and wondering how to get on the Zoom. You can have people asking unexpected questions. You can have long-winded opinions from your audience. You can get stuck feeling like you have to explain. There's distractions. It starts to lead to ambiguity. It leads to confusion, and ultimately it leads into a loss of confidence around your idea. If that's happening, you are losing. So if you're explaining, you are losing. You have lost the room, and you're going to leave with that confusion and ambiguity that we just heard about. And you could literally have an unsuccessful meeting and be somewhat forgettable. You want to make sure that when you leave that room, all the balls on the right is what they leave with, and that it's a memorable presentation. So why is it so important to avoid that excessive explanation, that ambiguity? If you're stuck feeling like or starting to explain things during your concept pitch, it's going to distract from your message. You want to own that right side of that table and have your message the one that's being heard. You have been invited, and it's your platform. Make sure that you own the message, the value proposition, the business concept, and there's no lack of clarity around what you're talking about. The materials and the language, very critical. You have to use plain language. You got to assume that the people in the room don't know what you're talking about. Don't use words like EMR, EHR, HIE, NHIN, CMS, CDC. This is what we hear in healthcare all day. And some people don't know what those mean. And once you start talking about them, they have no idea what you're talking about. So avoid the acronyms, avoid industry jargon, avoid complex concepts that might be unfamiliar, just to like think that you're really like showing your chops. It doesn't help. So how do you really avoid it? I'm going to go back to Ben. So the why, where, what, how, when, and who. So just keep it simple, plain language, avoid the jargon, avoid complex concepts, standpoint. And if you're starting to explain, take it right back to your why, who, what, where, why, when, who. Own it. Take it back there. Say that you are, reframe the message and always return to those topics. All those, and you will definitely have a successful pitch. I'm just going to leave you with a quote. So, communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. No matter how good your pitch is, if you can't communicate it, it won't be successful. That's my message for you today. Thanks.